if you're doing something, you should probably consider the complete opposite of what you're doing. Why? Because this is what will bring balance to your system. If you do the complete opposite of what you're doing, you will figure out that you can push through everything that you could not imagine. And imagination is imagination because I'm the primary magician of my life. I am what I want to see. And I am everything. So I appreciate everything. And it's certainly very important to bring balance to the system. And this is what you do when you start to densify yourself with shit. Because you drag yourself down for certain times. I have fun actually designing these thumbnails and then shamanistically they're popping up pictures which are matching perfectly to the current situation. I was, for example, just typing in death and then a candle popped up. So you know what? I'm a candle. I am bringing light to everything. Even though I'm ingesting death, and even though I'm feeling fucking heavy as fuck, I'm still shining. Because shamans use death to create life. And I'm so freaking full with light, and I'm so freaking full with life, force, the elements, that I can basically transmute every single, I can transmute the darkest, deadliest piece of darkness into pure essence. And this is basically what you should do. You should do the complete balancing act in this realm to see that you can shapeshift and you can transform basically everything into light. Otherwise, you would be a freaking fucking stagnation light worker, which is not the holistic approach to it. And it just doesn't make sense to me to put certain things not into your life because you think they're not good for you. This is not intelligent. This is not intelligent. And this basically, what I mean with pushing through. Because your body is tubes. Your body pushes everything through the system. And you have to learn to ground yourself. I have to learn to ground myself. To purge basically this light working, I'm so high up in the sky, Kundalini, blah, 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 onto this realm to develop myself also in this direction. To see them that I'm still freaking able to talk the purest essence of what I am, even though it seems like I'm so freaking heavy. I'm so freaking grounded. And this is basically, like a rock. I become like an elephant, thick-skinned rock in the sea, and nobody can fucking break me with what I am and what I stand for. And I know for myself I'm immortal. So the thing with know thyself, with knowing myself, is that I certainly know that I'm like a donut. Even though it seems like I'm ingesting something, that's not me. So I'm just completely shining the same way as I'm like shining when I'm ingesting something else. It just doesn't make any difference because light reproduces itself. That means that I'm destroying and using darkness to create the purest light. And most people can't do it. They can't. They don't know how it works. They're not full with so much light codes that they can transmute like the deadliest things into pure essence. I can do this. I can, you know what? I just completely. You don't know who I am. You don't know. You don't know what I can do. Because everything is mine. And that shows you that you create your whole surroundings only with your mind capacity. So you have to be aware that it doesn't matter basically what you ingest. It's just maybe you're vibrating on a lower state, which is good because you have more material inside of yourself to create. You have more grounding. You can stomp like an elephant your whole imaginational process into Mother Earth, into Gaia. If you're light like a bird, you can't do this because you're floating up in the sky all the time like this. So you have no freaking grounding. But I carry like elephants on my shoulders. So if I'm stomping onto the ground like in Kalaripaya, I hack the freaking system into the earth. I hack my imagination. I hack the hashtag of Shivambu Kalpa into this biological supercomputer, into this organic supercomputer. Because this is what it is. It's time is a loop. Time is not linear. Time is a loop. And it doesn't matter if we are going back in time for like 10,000 years, or if we go into the future into like 6 million years or something. It's the same. It's a matter of perspective. So that means you create your time, you create your realm, you create whatever you would like to see. Elephants eat plants. Yes, that's true. But elephants are elephants. And I'm an elephant, but I'm also not an elephant. Elephants stay elephants. I'm not only an elephant. That's the thing with it. You limit yourself. You're like, hey, I'm a plant eater. Yeah, have fun with your plants. The biological organic supercomputer is constructed out of what? Basically, out of materials that you find onto the stomping ground, onto the earth. Maybe they're far more out of the source. They're way more out. But still, it's all nature. Still, the most artificial constructed element is still nature. Because it was at one point before it was constructed a natural thing. And that's exactly what I mean with these fucking fake light workers. They don't get that it's all a loop. It's all the same. Why would I compare myself to HeavineSS? Because I switch. Because I switch between states. Because I can be an elephant. I can also be not an elephant. I can be bird. I can be whatever. Like I can be noodles. Can you be noodles? No, you can't be noodles because you say like you're a plant eater. You can't be noodles. So meditative awakening. I like your name. For me, it's very meditative actually to eat noodles. Like this whole spiraling thing here. You get this? Even this motion is like so relaxing to me right now and so much grounding that I'm basically like becoming the noodles before I even ingest them. Constipated. Oh, we don't want to play that game. We don't want to play the game where we'd be like, vegans try to help the planet that meat eaters destroy. I mean, like, come on. Look into nature. So you say like all carnivore animals are like freaking destroying the planet? That's what you say? This is what you do? Like you think it's working this way? That's like I don't know you. I respect you, but this is completely bullshit what you're saying there. Because if you get a higher perspective, like I'm speaking not of this perspective of like ecological wise blah 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 bullshit, Greenpeace, whatever the fuck. I'm speaking of a perspective where you're like level 3030, you see how this whole thing is constructed and what food it basically is. You're in a carnivore. Where are your claws? Stop labeling yourself. Do yourself a favor and stop labeling yourself. Why would you label yourself? It's not. Why would you label yourself? Why would you do that? Why would you limit yourself If you live in the freaking Alaskas, if you live in the freaking Greenlands, go and have some fun over there and eat your freaking fruits. But guess what? You can't find fruits over there. Guess what? You can't find vegetables over there. Why? Why can't you do that? Because they're not freaking growing there. So you start to have to be a creative potential inside of your brain, inside of your mind, to construct certain things to survive. So you can start to use, there's potatoes, beans, and nuts. In Greenland, you say like in Greenland there are growing potatoes and beans and nuts in Greenland. In Greenland. No. Do you, I mean, like, you can do whatever you would like to do with your life. Totally respect you. Yeah, do you live in Greenland? The thing is, you try to get me off this edgy, what I'm trying to say. The thing is that it's all basically the same thing. It's all an expression of the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. And you limit yourself, or don't you specifically, but people limit themselves when they start to say, we are only this, we are only that, we should only do this in order to survive. It's not making any sense. Push through. People have to learn to push through it and to work with their minds. To work with their mind capacity and to stay beyond the thing. It's beyond what you eat. It's just your imaginational process. It's your mind. And if you use these things that you ingest, to create what you would like to have, that's real alchemy. Okay, now it's starting to become funny. I like you, Meditative Awakening. Thank you. I really like you. So, like, I'm not joking. I like you. Thank you for the mirrors, and thank you for being with me. I like you. That's cool. The polar bears will eat me. Probably, yeah. Maybe. But hey, on the global theory, we can go to the South Pole and maybe eat some penguins because they don't eat me. Oh, come on. No, that's not what you're asking me. What is alchemy? But please tell me right now that you know about Shivambu Kalpa. If you don't know about Shivambu Kalpa, I encourage you to leave this chat here. Because that is probably not for you what I'm speaking about. I don't know, like probably maybe you're just an NPC or troll. No, okay. Stop fucking kidding me. You know you're in therapy, but you don't know alchemy? Like, that is not making any sense, yo. Then you have not understand alchemy. If you know about urine therapy, but you don't know alchemy, like, it's the freaking same. It's the internal alchemy. But, so the hashtag Shivambu, putting it onto the matrix grid and creating basically a better future for humanity and giving humanity their own power back with drinking peace. Walking barefoot freaking grounds yourself because you get an electromagnetical discharge and charge through the earth because your body's working like a battery. And I am, like I said already, I am like a candle, is absorbing light from the sun, absorbing light from all of my surroundings, using earth material to create and construct myself. And there Karen shows up. Because we are all an expression of the sun. But now again, it's not making any sense to limit ourselves to a specific thing, because this is how we will lose our grounding, and this is also how we will lose our uplifting, because we start to limit ourselves and be like, yo, it's not a loop, it's a cube. And this is the whole problem with it, that people start to shift into a cubic format where they be like, no, I know for certain that human beings are only this and human beings are only that. But like I said, if we go into the future and human beings will start to fuse with artificial intelligence, that it will all be combined to a more superior thing, which is then called, maybe, I don't know, let's call it the organic supercomputer. Hybrids. But the thing is that the human being was at the very first place always in this state with hashtag Shivambu. But people have forgotten about their alchemy, meditative awakening. So this is the whole thing which got the complete realm upside down. Because it's not in the first place of interest what you label yourself, if you know about your alchemy. Because you are everything. So am I. And I say it again. I can transmute the darkest, deadliest death substance into pure light essence. And so can you. You're already doing it. Because we're all like a donut. We are all, just because I ate like this whole bunch of noodles, it's still not basically it's not in me. But if you know how it works, it's just now running through my system, but it's basically it's still not inside of me. I'm something way beyond this thing here. So, and this is the whole thing and the whole problem that people have with their freaking diet shit. I mean, certainly alchemy is important, and certainly it's important what we ingest. But people like get it completely twisted and inverted, and this is, I mean, like, same with time. If we go 6 million years into the future, or if we go like 2,000 years back, basically it stays a loop, and it's all happening. Listen up, simultaneously, simulated, spontaneous, and what was the third? The next word I was looking for. Simultaneously, simulated. Um, I will get to it. So that means basically everything is happening at the same time. It's just a question of perspective. So then you can start to choose, okay, do we want to go into the future? Do we want to go into the past? And it's like I said, it's not this way, it's this way, or the spiral. So then it becomes completely different, because you start to see that it's all, we are all experience generators for the bigger mind. And this is basically a very can be a gift or a present for everybody, because you can choose, and you're just looping another experience for the construct of the bigger mind. Have you noticed over the years sun has become bright white, but it used to be yellowish? Yeah, especially like in the last days, the sun was like, from my point of view, it was like very high intensity, strong shining. That was interesting. Seriously, it makes no sense. People are freaking out about our own free excellence. I cannot consciously grasp it. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Why? Yeah, Karen, today I was like, what the fuck is this realm exactly anymore? Like, I can't, like you said, I don't know I don't fucking know what's going on here. It's completely, I don't know. It seems to me most people are just completely numbed down and completely out of themselves. This food is hologram, just like your body. Yeah. So this is exactly. So it's all just an illusion. So we should not fucking like become too much into the whole diet thing and be like, "Woo, it's whatever." Do the complete opposite of what you think is good for you, and then you start to see, oh, it wasn't that bad. You eat what you want, and I eat what I want. What's the issue here? Haha, I'm satisfied with my choice. Exactly, good. We should be kind to animals. But are you kind to meat eaters if you tell them they should go and they're actually destroying the planet? Are you kind to them? Yo, there's another point I want to make to you, Meditative Awakening. Look into nature. Now, if you see carnivores and you see plant consuming animals, it's basically happening this way. Now, the plant eaters, for example, cows, they are very important for the planet because they stump actually the grass down and they stump all kinds of they bring movement into nature. They bring like I said, they bring movement into nature. Okay, so if these cows are not moved from place to place, they would just stay and become very stagnant until they were eating like the whole thing down. They were like they would destroy the whole plant life if there's no movement in them. So what is adding movement to the cows? What is adding movement to all the plant eating animals in this realm? The carnivores. The carnivores are freaking important for this planet because they add movement to the plant eaters. And like guess what? Life is correct. Movement. And this is why I said pushing through. This is why I labeled this live stream pushing through. You have to learn to push through. Literally, push shit through the holographic, imaginational body of yourself. Learn to push through with your mind capacity, with your imagination. And this is basically then helping you to release that blockage, that cubic format of your own self that you've constructed for yourself to become the next stage and to overcome the addiction of not eating certain things. And I don't mean with that you become like this whole dumb, bloody flesh eater, which is like, I have to eat my flesh all the time. But I'm talking about like being tolerant with flesh eating, and not only like being tolerant with be like, okay, I'm okay with other people eating meat, but I'm okay with myself eating meat. I'm okay with eating plants. I don't actually care in the first place because it's all the same. And then you can maybe have some preferences and see what is working for your diet and deity. But in the first place, it's all just an expression of mind. It's not just diet for me, it's to align with the laws of existence, and I enjoy what I do anyway. Yeah, man, we are biological herbivores. It's an ecosystem, not ecosystem. Your ego is full. Yeah, so, okay. Okay. You look at yin and yang. What is it? It's full and empty. Now you tell me my ego is full. Might be true. But certainly your ego has to be full sometimes in order to empty it out again to reconstruct and construct. There's no point in being empty all the time, and there is no point in being full all the time, because I tell this one more time. Life is movement. Now, people, yeah, you listen up. You will not be able to kill your ego forever. To have an ego death forever. You can't. Because ego is what is giving you this experience. If you don't have an ego, like, you're gone. Okay, no, okay. I like I respect your meditative awakening, but I see like the way you're writing and the way what you're saying. First of all, you were questioning what is alchemy. Now you're saying carnivores are raw. Yo, you don't even know what raw means. Raw comes from the. Do I really have to do this? Ra comes from the sun god, which is called Ra or Ja. Now we could even go into spelling and be like, okay, we spell now Ra backwards. So we have war between light and darkness. So then all these dumb ass freaking light workers come up and be like, oh, we go into the light. Now, first of all these light workers probably like haven't sun gazed probably to the degree I was sun gazing. And it's not about like I tell now here, oh, I'm so freaking advanced. No, that's not the point. Most of these light workers probably like they are not doing what I do. Do these light workers then put piss on their body, go out in the sun and charge themselves up? Do these light workers do urine enemas? Do these light workers put piss in their eyes? Certainly not, probably. So it's the balancing act between darkness and light, and seeing the journey in between that creates your experience. And this is the same with diet. So you have carnivores, pescivores, pescatarians, vegetarians, fruitarians, liquidarians, breatharians. And you guess what? You can be everything for times, because time is the emitting of your own perception into your realm auric field. You're imbalanced, brother. I try to help. Yes, that's true. That's totally correct what you're saying. But I choose consciously to be imbalanced. Maybe it's not making sense for you. But guess what? Okay, you have 7 chakras, right? Which are your 7 glands. Now you say I have to be balanced. What is now we can talk about the definition of your balanced act. Would it be balanced to be only in the middle chakra? Is that your definition of balance? So that you say, okay, you only stay in the green balance, you only stay in the green heart chakra all the time? Is that your definition of balance? Or would your definition of balance be that you say, now your whole body with all the chakras is completely on, and every single chakra is on the same level? Would that be your definition of balance? What is your definition of balance? You tell me I'm imbalanced. And this is probably correct. But you know why? Because I consciously choose to be grounded. So that means my root chakra is now more active than my crown chakra. So it just means that I'm more grounded. And if I'm more grounded, guess what? I am imbalanced. Because I'm not staying in my middle. But this is life. Because life swings like a pendulum from the left to the right. And when it's on the whole right thing, it's not in balance. When it's on the whole left, it's not in balance. But I still appreciate you for showing up and try to help me out. But maybe I'm also helping you out. Maybe we're just mirroring each other in the complete opposite way to find balance in between. Oh my goodness. Oh my goddess, lol. I ordered enema. I'm excited for it to arrive. Very good. You're an enema. I lived in India with my master for 7 years. We did not meet. We did not eat meat because your aura starts stinking and it's spiritually immoral and incorrect. That's a half truth. That's uh, I've already done. Like, I don't repeat myself now again. I was already describing to you what that it's a balancing act between black and white. Now you say, okay, the most densified thing which would you eat is then vegetables. So if you only eat vegetables all the time, but you're not on a breatharian part, you're fucking imbalanced. Why don't you be a breatharian all the time? Why don't you stop eating completely? Why don't you do this? Didn't you tell your master in India to do that? That's the highest diet. But certainly that's one expression of the pendulum swinging left and right. And then you'd be only here all the time. This would be breatharianism then. This would be carnivorism. But now you say that, okay, carnivorism is not good, so we go to vegetarianism, which is here. So you're now just letting out this portion and be like, no, but meat eating makes your ears stinky. That's no, no, just no. Have you? Do you know about the Shatkarmas? Did your master in India told you about Shivambu Kalpa? Potato grounded. Okay, yes, yeah, okay, I get this. But hey, meditative awakening. Did your master in India told you about Shivambu Kalpa? Thank you, Junie, for showing up. It seems like Junie is popping up when we need you. That's good. So I don't have to explain shit all the time. Oh, yeah, so I was like, again, the organic supercomputer. These people were getting me far off the track than what I was actually speaking about. The organic supercomputer. The organic supercomputer is an expression of our own selves that we create and that we will have and will see in future, which is the merging of our own selves and the technological improved mind that we have in future. But certainly, the human body was already constructed this way. And this is Shivambu Kalpa. So if people start to remember, hey, it's already encoded in the system, because in urine there's dimethyltryptamine, we can basically go back in time, we can go front in time, and then we see it's not linear, but it's a loop. And it's all just expressions of the same thing in different aspects. Caruseos. Yeah, Junie, good to see you now. Yeah, great. OMAD diet, intermittent fasting. Hey, meditative awakening. So I just encourage you and empower you to look up Shivambu Kalpa. Like, I respect you that you show up here, and I can only tell you that Shivambu Kalpa is probably giving you a lot of insights for yourself that you will transform then into an even higher etherical version of yourself, and you will start to understand a lot of other things, which maybe are also connected to the things your master in India was telling you, because you become your own mast, spine, ra, aura, time, measure of self. So, but yeah, but did you practice urine therapy? That's also the thing, you know. People say then, yeah, but all these other people who are doing this diet and all these other people who are doing that, that's totally unimportant. It's not of my interest what other people are doing. I can have a look at them and be like, yeah, maybe cool, that's inspirational for myself. But in the end, it's totally unimportant for me and my life and what I do. Completely. I don't care. I know what I'm doing and I know why I'm doing it. And I start to give. And I don't expect anything to come back. I just share what I do. I'm just speaking authentically. Been slapping and massaging. It's so hot here for next 3 days. Maybe listening in the background. Good to see and hear y'all. Take good care of yourselves. Yeah, exactly. Slapping. Keep on slapping. Keep on massaging. Pushing things through the system. With what that's what massaging is doing, you know, staying on track, no matter what you ingest, no matter what you do. If you just push through, this is your mind capacity, and this is what massage is doing. This is what slapping is doing. This is what basically your mind is doing. You're like a tube, so you push everything through the tube. And you can even push the most depth through your system, and still light comes out because light equals orange. Slap that bass. That was such a cool comment. Slap that bass, yo. Rude, flute. Yeah, Karen, thank you for the symbol. The mushies. The mushies will come. I tell you. If all went cool, next week, mushroom trip manifesting. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I was talking with Fire Drake about this. That will be good. Next level, leveling up in this realm here. And you know, like this is also what I was trying to explain. Maybe it didn't get like really through, but now I'm reconsidering it. If you only stay on one specific diet format or one specific regime, it doesn't have to be even diet. But if you stay like stagnant in one aspect of your life all the time, there's no movement. And if there's no movement, there's no room for exploration, and there's no room for leveling up or down or general just having new experiences. So this is why it's so damn important to look left and right and reconstruct and cut back and add new things, or add new things and cut others back, or only add things or only cut back. Move, mind. You want to ingest smooshies? Like, is smooshies like a smoothie made out of shrooms? Oh yeah. Cotton on my warships and dieties. Dieties, yo, I like this one. All atom. All atom, yeah, all atom. All is atom, or like Karen said, hologram. Mushies. Smashes like buttons. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, like, I just see like I don't have to excuse myself, but you know what I'm talking about. For all of you probably still in here, I just see how completely dumb and retarded, like not you guys, but if I open my eyes and my surroundings, and like how, like actually not dumb and retarded, but ignorant. Most people are so ignorant and not willing to, uh, like not even accept or tolerate, but see another perspective or truth. And this is not like truth seeker, like truther shit I'm talking about. This is like, yo, open your eyes to new perspectives. I don't tell you that you have to do it, but just listen or just open your eyes to it. And stop being so freaking damn ignorant to other perspectives of life. Because this is limiting you. Take care, Jan. Yeah, Junie, thank you. I will. There's 8 viewers. By you, Karen Sweet. You know what, I have came to conclusion that maybe it is not about changing other people, but only changing yourself. Yes. See you, Junie. See you, Junie. Take care. Yeah, but exactly. I was probably saying that before you showed up. Like seriously, I also told that today to a colleague of mine at work, that I like literally I don't even care at night. I don't care anymore about anything or anybody, what they think of me, what they say about me, what they how they act in front of me, what they are basically also mirroring me back. Like, it's all none of my interest because it's totally irrelevant for my life. I can still learn, of course, things through this mirroring process. And I'm still like appreciating that, and I'm humble and compassionate about this. But it's not like that this will change my perspective, or this will change, or this is why I would like to adapt to certain things. If I'm starting to do something, I do it because I want to do it. Yo, Zen, there you finally are. It seems like you just are in the background all the time, and then you certainly pop up. But I certainly feel that you're there. Yo, if we all become the same thing, if we all become the same thing, it's going to be boring. We can learn from everyone and anything. Yeah, that's true. It's a mirroring process. So, but actually, it will become to the point where people in future will all become the same freaking damn thing. But until then, we are all just experience generators for the bigger picture and for the bigger mind, and to basically construct the whole thing in future. So that's why it's damn important that we drop now certain germs and seeds into this etheric ethernet to mold the future outcome of the general mind, which will be condensed in the future to, like, I don't know, a gigantic supercomputer or whatever the fuck. But if we don't put certain things now into this thing, which then will grow, like, we can't say then, like, in future, yeah, but this is like completely dumb, and why don't we have done something otherwise? Like, I put now, and this is actually the only thing that I can do. I can only like drop in certain seeds, and I will see if they will start to grow or not. But I know for a fact, that what I'm speaking, what I'm doing, and that in future these whole things that I'm speaking about and what I'm practicing, they will grow. They will grow. Definitely. Definitely. Because they're freaking powerful. They're full of power, yo. Powered seeds. Powered germs. Word, young. Word create. Words create world. That's good that we have our perspectives. Yo, so lol, the aliens are with us. Just got here. You just got here. Okay, then I understand. I understand. The paradox is that we already are the same thing because there is only the self, the all-encompassing absolute. I love the paradoxes. The pair of oxes, the pair of doxes, boxes. Yeah, so I've told this. Now it's a loop. It's not linear, it's a loop or a spiral. So this is how it always worked. And like, oh, singularity was the word I was looking for. Singularity, simultaneously, and simulation. The three S words. Singularity, simultaneously, and simulation. So now considering time, it's a loop. Meaning it was all just an expression of mind which is happening all simultaneously at the same point, at the same time, as an expression, for example, of the Ouroboros. So now we can start to choose, and this is basically what human beings are, experience generators for the bigger picture of mind. So we are all now these little fractals having different experiences that in future will be all particles that we can tap into to see a certain perspective of life. Guess what? Like, I don't know, in 6 million years future, there's like an, I don't know, like, okay, let's be goofy about it. We have like a giant intergalactical supercomputer which is connected with the galactical Ethernet. So we can then tap into certain experiences and be like, okay, now how is it to express this? How is it to express that? And then we can be like, okay, let's go to the year 3030, and we see the whole perspective out of this perspective, out of this human being's lives. And then we go to the year 2020 and be like, oh, okay, this perspective at this certain time, out of this certain eyes of this human being was like this. Because we are all now still connected with the ether grid, the Ethernet. And still people were connected with the Ethernet in the year 500 BC. Also generating experiences out of it. The purpose of the box is to realize there is no box at all. Yeah. Box. Think outside the somatic. Yeah, so I don't know if somebody of you still wants to say something, ask me something, want to interact with me, or if you'll be like, yo, Jan, you are talking completely bullshit, but I'm still listening to you because it's fucking entertaining. And it's good for me because I can learn. This is also what I want to say. I think I become better and better at just speaking my mind forward, not only on the internet, or because of the internet, because of YouTube, also in real life with people around me. Because then people still try to argue with me about shit and be like, yo, no, what? That's not true what you're saying. I mean, at least not for me. And I learned to stand up for myself and be like, yo, this bullshit what you're saying. Or I say like, this is my truth. And I don't care what anybody says, things or do's and don'ts. And I figured out, you know what, I can be freaking inspirational eating a fucking giant bowl of noodles and still having good live streams and talking, entertaining, being entertaining, and being freaking awesome as fuck you. Speak your mind forward. So yeah, I encourage everybody, and a lot of things that I'm actually doing have to do with Zen, man. So in these humble words, thank you, Zen. You feel my aura, yo. You feel the true power of shaman workings. Or maybe you just feel like a goof is sitting in front of his black mirror and putting his hands like a fucking 14-year-old who was caught with some weed from the police, yo. Like, hands up, yo. Police. Why do you think like the police is telling you pole ice? The pole ice is freezing your spine. Think about this one. It's called pole ice for a reason. They say freeze. You're like, but if your spine is freaking workable, nobody ain't freezing you. So take care of your motherfucking spine and move in any direction. I've told this, yo. I've told this already. You should freaking take care of your spine, move in any direction possible, being freaking fluid in your body, because then you're fluid in your mind. Yes, and you feel me. Goofing around, yo. So yeah, all you beautiful people, thank you for being with me. Oh yo, Zen, listen, and look this up here. There it is, the Agora workings. The exploration of death, working at the limits of social taboo. The Agora practitioner, in his somewhat dangerous pursuit, tries to restore the balance in nature and society by developing cities or powers. The teaching of Vimalananda tries to balance the practice of Agora with the deep knowledge of spirituality and faith in one's guru. A fascinating and transformative read, this book will enhance the quest of spiritual seekers. Agora at the left hand of God. You should eat out of a fucking dead skull. But yeah, like at the left hand of God. Left, right. It's all the fucking thing. Become whole. All you Freemasonries. Or you become an owl, like the 4 owls, yo. You just become a wise dome. And then you can start to talk shit like me on the internet. Yeah. So stay cool. Stay awesome. Have compassion and truthfulness in your heart. Have tolerance for everybody. Look up Shivambu Kalpa if you don't know about that one. Express yourself, speak your mind forward, and see you next time. And if you have any questions, ask yourself, Or you can ask me. Peace out, y'all.